It's Ronald Hennigan with the Off the Hand podcast, and I'm here with special guest Mr. Jontavious. Mack, how you doing today?
Doing good, man. Appreciate you for having me, man.
Thank you for coming. Let us know a little something about yourself, Mr. Mack.
I'm from Hartsville originally. I'm a defensive line coach at Darlington High School in Darlington, South Carolina. This is my first year. I've been coaching, but not at the high school level. I coached at the middle school last year, and then 3 years before that, well, the previous 3 years, I was coaching 11, 12-year-olds in rec. And I just love the game, man. Love working with kids. And that's my way of, still being a part of the game by being out there with those kids. And, I enjoy giving back. And the kids, man, kids are our world. That's the future. So that's why I do what I do.
Head coach in the future?
I'm still trying to see if that's the route I want to go. Right now, I'm just, trying to learn everything first. I mean, I know a lot, but, it's never too much learning. You can always get more. So right now, I'm just going to say no. I'm going to take it step by step. I'll say this, a defensive coordinator, maybe. And then I guess once I reach that milestone, we'll see what happens after that. If I have a change of heart then.
Would you say the kids is more of the motivation for you as a coach, or like what motivates you as a coach day in, day out?
Yeah, I think it's mostly those kids. I like working with kids anyway. I realized that probably about 6, 7 years ago, I was working with a youth program at the Y, and I just realized, man, I was like a celebrity to those kids being in there. I was in college at the time, playing at SC State, man, and the way those kids, looked up to me and stuff, and how I inspired those kids. I'm just like, man, I need to be working with kids. So that's how it came about.
You played football yourself. What position you play?
I played defensive line. I was back and forth from D tackle to defensive end. When I was in junior, when I was in high school, I played D tackle, and then I went up to junior college and I was playing D tackle there. Then they switched me to end for a little while, then moved me back to D tackle, and then when I got to state, started off at D tackle, then moved to end. So I just kind of been back and forth from end to tackle the whole time.
Right. And you say you were at, I guess, the junior college?
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh, man. It was tough, man. It was definitely an eye-opener for me. It's way different from, where I live, where I grew up at. And, you just had to grind. Coming in, I think it was like, I came in with like 10 other guys that played the same position as me. And then, you hear all these guys. Well, first of all, I'm 6 foot, 6'1", whatever, 250 pounds at the time. Then you got guys that's 6'3" and 6'4", 290. And they, oh man, I played in this big all-star game. I had these schools looking at me and this and that. And, I really ain't have no schools looking at me like that coming out of high school. I had some smaller schools, but not the programs those guys was talking about, man. So I remember at one point, man, they have a depth chart posted every day, a new depth chart. And I wasn't even on that thing, man. They did it by color. You have a white, blue, gray, red, and then it's just everybody else. So like my whole freshman year, man, I was just never on the depth chart. And then they do a cut in the spring. So I'm like, man, I'm applying to other schools. I'm like, ain't no way I'm gonna make this. But I mean, I just, stuck it out, grinded, man, and I just, thank the Lord, that I stuck with it. But yeah, and also I ended up, I think like 2 weeks in, ended up tearing my shoulder up. So I definitely think I ain't had no chance then. They ended up sending me home and stuff, told me to get it taken care of and just rehab. And that's what I did, rehab, work hard. I got back that spring and I just competed. Now, another thing too, I did what I was supposed to do off the field. A lot of those guys, yeah, they were big, strong. They was up there killing it, but they wasn't, doing the things off the field. And that I was doing that, getting that, extra film session. My grades were good. I just, did everything the coaches asked me, where I was supposed to be at all times. So, and I credit my roommates for that too. We just like made sure, nobody was, like falling behind. We kept each other up, and I ended up making the cut, and then it was history after that.
So you would say they help keep you on the straight and narrow.
Yeah.
That's good. And so you say you played when you left junior college, you went and played at State.
Yeah.
Was State your first choice?
It wasn't. I actually, man, I ain't had no interest in SC State at all, man. At the time, I'm just like, man, I'm going Power 5. I ain't playing FCS or nothing. I'm trying to go Power 5. I want to go Big D1. And, I was getting mail, getting calls from those coaches. I took a visit to the University of Cincinnati, took official visit to Northern Illinois. They were ranked at the time, had a Heisman candidate, Jordan Lynch. So, I'm just like, yeah, man, I'm going to them schools. And then I had some other opportunities too, but the bigger schools, those offers never came.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming, I've seen other guys, from my position, commit to those schools. And so I'm, assuming, they got the guy that they really wanted. So those offers never came for me. So then I took a visit down to Bethune-Cookman down in Daytona Beach. So, that's a nice set, man. And the coaches came to the house, to visit. So I'm just like, man, they really want me, man. They love me down there. And, I love the scenery down there. So I committed, man. And then a few weeks later, I start hearing from like more schools and stuff. And then now this time, SC State calling, every other day. And then I remember at one point telling them, I don't have no interest in coming to SC State. I want to stay away. So then, man, I just started getting a bunch of people in my ear, man. A bunch of alumni, my family wanting to come and see me play. Why be so far away? Because my family didn't get to see me like that in junior college. They maybe got to see one or two games. And I thought about that. I play my best games when I got my people out there supporting me. I got to put on.
Right.
So I end up taking a visit to State, and I'm just like, I'm going to go to State, to be close to home, so my family and friends can see me play, and that's how that happened.
So that was what had convinced you to come to decommit from Bethune and then commit to State.
Yeah.
How was the State experience for you?
I think, I had a great experience there as a student. If I had to do it all over, I wouldn't change. But the football part, it didn't go how I thought it would go. For some reason, man, I feel like, me and my coach, my position coach, didn't see eye to eye. And so I was just kind of pushed to the back. I felt like I didn't get a fair shot of and what I was told I didn't get. So, but I just, made the best of my opportunity. And, everything happened for a reason.
What do you want to do defensively? Hand on no play action pass. Hankinson back to pass. Hankinson trying to make a move. Hankinson hit from behind. My goodness, he was hit hard. Jontavious Mack with the sack.
For 7 minutes, 30 seconds off the hand. What's your favorite coach?
Lamar Jackson. What's your favorite running back?
LT.
That's good.
Oh. Favorite wide receiver.
Brandon Moss. What's your favorite NBA team?
LeBron.
Man, man, that don't count, man.
LeBron is his own team.
Renard. They give it to Cohen. Cohen's wrapped, hit up in the backfield. And I'll tell you what, Jontavious Mack was on him before he could get started.
We're going to get into one of the off the hand segments. We're going to get into, since you played D-line, what we're going to get into is who was your toughest quarterback that you faced, toughest lineman, high school, college, both of them?
Okay, so high school, let's see. I think the toughest quarterback I faced was my junior year back in 2009. Quarterback from Camden. Last name Council. I don't know his first name. His last name was Council. But man, that guy shredded us, man. You couldn't get to him. He'd make you miss. Man, he was throwing bombs down the field like he was raw, man. And college, to me, it really wasn't no quarterback who stood out more than the others. I think most of the time, I think the quarterbacks that caused more problems for me was the ones that could improvise, move around, and extend plays. Those were the ones, but there wasn't no specific one in college. And then the best offensive lineman, I was actually my junior college teammate, Jarrell Broxton. He ended up going to Baylor, and then he spent a little bit of time with the Ravens. But man, he had, for a big guy, man, he was like 6'5", probably about 310, and man, his feet were so quick. He was a defensive lineman. He was one of the guys that came in with me too. We both came in as D tackles, and I was just like, man, ain't no way I'm playing over that dude. But they ended up moving him to offensive line. Yeah. I guess my head coach at the time, saw it. Shout out to Coach Mark Duda. He played in the league for a little while as well. But man, his foot was just as good as mine, and that man was 50 pounds heavier than me.
Move same.
He couldn't. I beat him sometimes, but most of the time I couldn't do nothing with him. He couldn't get by him, and he was so big, so he took up space. It was just like for some reason, man, those guys were coming off. Like, it's already hard to defeat a double team block as is, especially, being my size. I was a light D tackle, 260, and, most D tackles are, 280 plus, so. But those guys are actually coming off on me, man, and it just made it tough for me. What?
You ever got pancake?
Oh, yes, Lord. I remember like yesterday, too, my freshman year in junior college, man. And matter of fact, the guy who did it is starting in the NFL right now for the Colts, right guard Mark Glowinski. But man, I wasn't paying attention. That man came down on a down block. Yeah. The man took me probably from the right side of the line all the way to the tight end on the opposite side of the ball, man, and put me on my back, man. That was my welcome to college football. So, and then I remember it too. I remember getting knocked off my feet one time. I was at state this time. Yeah. This was my senior year. This guy in the league too, matter of fact. He's on the Raiders. But we were doing a stunt and I was playing defensive end at the time. Yeah. and I was supposed to jab step outside like I'm gonna rush him around the edge and jab back in. Well, I don't know. I guess he felt it. He saw it. But man, I went up in there. I stepped and came back underneath. I was high too, because all I saw was me and that quarterback. Ain't seen nothing else. And next thing you know, I just feel myself get blasted, man, off my feet, man. He punched the hell out of me, man. But
it took you to care of me.
It took me somewhere. Yeah, man. Definitely been pancake before. It happened to all of us, man.
And what was the name of the junior college you went to?
Lackawanna College in Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, how far is that from your hometown?
It was about 10 and a half hours.
Flew, drove.
At first, we were making that drive, man. The first, when I went and visit, we drove up. So like it took all day, man. Came back home, drove. And then after a while, my parents was just like, we ain't making that drive no more. You got to find a way to to get back and forth. We'll pay for it. We ain't driving on it no more. So then I started trying to ride the bus.
Yeah.
Man, and then I couldn't. It was taking me 23 and 24 hours to get home, man. And then we just finally, I was scared to fly. You know, none of my people never flew before. And I was just like, man, I ain't getting on no plane. And then finally, I just did it. I was just like, man, bump it. I ain't about to ride 24 hours to school. People ain't want to take me back. Just give me the plane ticket. And ever since then, man, I've been flying back and forth. Feel good, you know, leaving 6 o'clock in the morning and being home 12 noon. And shoot, that's what it was.
So you cut time driving 4 hours and then cut the other one by about 14 hours.
Mm-hmm. Shoot, I started spending a whole lot more time home too once I started flying. Like I was at Lackawanna for 3 years. So I think I missed my 19th and my 20th birthday. You know, I was up in Pennsylvania both times. So I didn't, you know, get to really celebrate with my family or nothing like that, like usual. So, you know, by the time I started flying, though, I was home for my birthday, Easter, spring break. Every break I was coming home. I started flying, man.
What words would you have for somebody who's considering who's on the verge of going to college, mm-hmm. They're athlete, and on the verge of going to school, deciding where to go? What advice would you give them?
The advice I would give them, I would say just, you know, make sure that they, you know, weigh all of their options. You know, don't go somewhere for, you know, all the wrong reasons. You know, choose somewhere where they got everything that you're trying to do. For example, like, you know, what you're trying to major in. Picture yourself not playing football. Like, you know, what would you do if you didn't play football? And you know, look at it that way. You know, make sure the school got like what you want to major in, because that's something too that I didn't look at, I didn't pay attention to. You know, I switched my major twice in college just to, you know, say I'm gonna go to this school when that I shouldn't have. So just, you know, put academics first and just go hard, man. Keep doing what you're doing to you know, get you in the position that you're in.
One last question. Brady and the Bucks gonna win this year? They're gonna repeat?
You know it, 2-peat, man. Greatest to ever do it, man.
Hey, long as they got my boy Golden Newton on the opposite side for the Super Bowl, somebody pick him up. Somebody pick Cam Newton up, please.
Yeah, I think so. I feel like Cam still got some left in the tank, man. Even if you're not starting quarterback, man, he can go and help somebody, man. So we'll see. I'm rooting for Cam too. You know, even though he, you know, played for Carolina, you know, but I always liked the Cam Newton, so we'll see.
The Steelers and the Browns. Pick my boy up, man. Pick my boy up. Pick him up, please. But anything good?
Nah, man, I think this, dope what you're doing, man, and I appreciate you for, allowing me to be here and be a part of it, man.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, man.
And so this is episode 2 of Off the HEN. Ronald Hennigan with special guest Mr. Jontavious Mack. And